Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another car video. Men have to choose to be successful with women. And let me get a little deeper here because, I didn't do a car video yesterday. If people follow me on IG know I was at the beach with my family. I just showed myself, and still getting over the stroke physically. It's kind of funny because somebody on there said, offer some herbs for mental clarity. I was like, I'm thinking, I appreciated it, but nothing happened to my mind during the whole time. Hell, y'all be surprised how many ideas and video topics and everything else, philosophical things I came up with when I was in the hospital. Laid up, couldn't eat, couldn't walk. But anyway, so I was at the beach yesterday. But you remember on Monday I did that video about that short king, right? That short king doing his thing. Now at the time I did a video on a car video, only watched his part. So when I got home, I watched the rest. Yeah, baby, I'm here talking to somebody. Yeah, I watched the rest and. Okay, you had the short king. He had confidence times 10. Shoot, for those Dragon Ball Z fans, times 9,000 and stuff, right? But then there was this guy right next to him, a big dude who looked like he was a definite big man. He was big. I mean, there was no nice way of putting it. Dude was a big fat old guy, right? Looking big and everything. Looked like he ain't take no parts of body game and whatnot. Come on, lady. Just back that joint on in. Got that Lexus and stuff. I see you. Anyway, right? So he had this big old dude. That dude had 10 kids. I was like, shit, 10 kids. Now, what did that short king and that big man have in common? And I don't know, I could just see from how they carried themselves, because the big man even looked at the woman who was doing the balloon pop, talking about, you want to be number 10. Yeah, I see you, baby. Looking over here. I see you. Wanted to be number 11. And I forgot whether he said he had, I got to look at it again, see how many baby mamas he said he had. Either 10 baby mamas or just 6. That's enough. He a big man too. Now you notice, because you get some people thinking you gotta be lean and whatnot to get women. And even with body game, what I say ultimately, body game is just becoming confident in yourself. Like, get your best body, being confident in your body, because a lot of guys ain't confident in themselves. Yet you had this show, this little man, he was too freaky for the woman. This dude had 2 sons. And the way he was carrying it the whole time and stuff. Even when she said she wanted to be a church girl, she wasn't freaky like that. She said, you better get married then. My man he was thorough. Everything he was doing was thorough. That dude was like, he was in his masculinity. He didn't give a fuck. And that big man, I'm telling you now, I still say having babies, that's the only sure way of that's only sure receipts that you got. Anybody can say they dating some women, but you got some kids. Somebody loved you enough to have some kids for you. And shoot, his big ass had 10 kids. He was trying to show that woman how he had to pay child support. Shoot. And I know some bammers will say, well, maybe he had money. Or maybe he don't. Nah, because there's a lot of dudes out there who got money ain't getting no parts of the 90. No parts of it. This dude had some women. And, I'm going to tell you what. When as a man got that many kids, there was some other women he probably stroked who either didn't have a kid or, something didn't happen. It was something about him. You got to think about it with a woman, too. Because condoms only tear so much. And they got 32 forms of birth control. So, trust me, when a woman want to have a man's baby, as long as she, only thing that stops her is she got something within her that she can't have a baby. But they say, I want to shoot a big man, 10 kids. Probably got more in the way. I know somebody else too for eventually follow this stuff. I think last time I heard, years ago, he had 16 kids. That dude might be up to 20 now. He know who he is if he watching. Shit. I forgot. I ain't get around to asking last time he communicated with me. I was like, where's your stand now? 16. It was 16 and counting last I heard. But what these men all have in common, what the difference is between the men who succeed with women and the men who don't. The men who succeed with women want the pussy. And I don't mean on some simping shit either. I don't mean on some simping shit. I mean, they figured out what it takes to get a woman. Because, coming up, that was the thing. The man's game was to get pussy. The woman's game was to get money without giving up the pussy. That was the game. So both sides had their game. But see, you get some men, they just, once you had that attitude, it don't matter. Yeah, it'd be great because, you got a lot of content creators making you think you got to have a certain height, a certain bone structure. Even the ones who talk about the body think you got to be lean. Somebody the other day was saying, well, does that mean you got to be lean and ripped? Nah. I mean, that helps. That'll get certain women. Because if you're talking about body gain, you still got to have a certain body build that's good for you and you comfortable. Because then when you comfortable with yourself, that rubs off. Women see it. Women go crazy over confidence and everything. Now, I'm going to do a video maybe tomorrow. I got to watch this other video where this dude talked to a bunch of people, say it was muscles. Even then, that's cool, but you get some dudes out here don't have muscles getting women. But the thing that I always found was when they had confidence, they believed in themselves. They wanted to get that pussy. Because when you want something, you're going to get it. It's like this drug user told me. He said he can go anywhere in the country. You can plop him anywhere in the country, he'll find the drugs. That's because the motherfucker was a drug user. I mean, I don't agree with his lifestyle, but that was his lifestyle. He said he can go anywhere in the country and find it. If you want something bad enough, you're going to figure out what it takes. If your ass want to eat, you're going to figure out what it takes to eat, right? And you might have to get a job, whatever you want, you're going to work on it. See, that's the thing. That's the power of choice. Like, you just got to choose what you're going to do. What you're going to do. Like with women. Like I said, it comes down to a choice. Are you going to choose to be successful with women? Or are you going to choose not to be successful? A lot of guys have made that choice. They'll say, oh, I'm too short, or I'm too big. I'm ugly. I ain't that tall. Yet you got men who aren't fashion models. Might not be over 6 feet in height. Might have 50 extra pounds on them. And all of that shit. They ain't what any of some of these content creators say you have to be to get a woman. Yet these motherfuckers still get women. But the thing I found with them is they made the choice upstairs. They made the choice. They figured out what they need to do. And then once you figure out what you need to do, you'll develop it. If you figure you need to lose weight, you'll do it. If you figure out, you need to be bolder or more direct, you'll do it. If you figure out you got to just, holler at multiple women and see who's stick, you'll do it. You're going to figure it out. And I'm going to tell you even deeper. If you really want that pussy and you figure out how to do it, you're going to figure because you're getting the pussy from women. And if you want it bad enough, you're going to start studying women. See, that's one thing. Because even that short man, now, I don't know I ain't seen anybody comment they picked up what that short man did, but he had that woman as soon as he started talking. I mean, I ain't going to share it. Let me real quick, because sometimes people want me to share shit. No, you got to figure it out. That's the best way to learn something. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out what it is. What was it about that? What is it about you? And then what is it about the woman? Like I said, if anybody watching that shit, they can figure out what's up with that woman. Because I picked it out. I said, oh, okay, that dude picked it out too. That's how you got to do. And see, one thing about men who, once you choose to be successful with women, you figure out how you going to get them. You figure out, okay, you're a hunter. Like, say you're a deer hunter. And like I always joke, there's a ton of deer in this area. But you're a deer hunter. You're going to figure out what it takes to catch a deer, right? Because deer hunters, shoot, because I had a step cousin. That dude was a deer hunter, be hunting with bows and arrows and shit. Talking about getting up in like one of those deer things in a tree. I was like, damn, dude. Deer meat is good though. I gotta give it to him. Deer meat. I had some deer meat one time. Got from this woman who had a redneck boyfriend. Couldn't get anything else from him once they broke up. And she said, yeah, Ron, you don't want to go by his place. But that was cool. That was cool. Deer meat is good. But whatever you're trying to get, you're going to figure it out. See, once a man chooses, he got to choose. He got to say, you know what, I'm going to get women. You're going to figure out what it is. Shit, I remember a time in high school, right? First of all, I was going to an all-male high school, which means I had to have a serious mouthpiece on the street. Like I said, like we used to say back then, you had to crack on a woman or something, right? That was the terminology. Or you had to book her or something like that, which is get a phone number, either crack or book, whatever. Sometimes you use both, right? Now, since I was going to an all-male school, I couldn't walk up. I had to be aggressive. Like I said, the biggest problem I had, I got to a point I was too aggressive. But I had to. There ain't no women at the school. So, shoot. Speaking of deer, there's a dead deer out there. Like I said, got a ton of them. But anyway, going to the school, all-male school, shoot, I meet a woman on the street. I ain't had time to be like, well, I see you around or something. I was like, hey, what's your number? Shit, you had to, like, jump on that quick. But I had to figure it out. Okay, I'm at the all-male school. That means I got to be aggressive getting in. Shit. You just go to the go-go. I'm in D.C., go to the go-go. Now, I don't know what they do now, but you can grind up on a woman's butt. I remember I grinded on one woman's butt the whole show. She didn't look back once. And you had some women like that. I was trying to get in her pants, but she stopped that. I was like, all right. But that's how it was at the go-go. People in D.C. know what I'm talking about. But you had to figure that out. You had to say, okay, I had to develop a mouthpiece or a good conversation because I had to talk to him quick. Something else I had to develop. A good memory for remembering phone numbers. Got to the point dudes would grab me. They say, hey, Ron, have this girl tell you her phone number. Boom. But Ron wanted to get the pussy. Had to figure it out, Had to figure it out. Had to figure out which women going to be receptive. Which women weren't going to be receptive. You had to figure it out because that's what you want. But see, when you want to be successful, you're going to figure out, okay, what it is about you, but also what it is, which women are going to be in there. Like, if a guy, like you get a lot of guys trying to figure out their tribes and shit. I always get that. Look, real quick, it's easy. Which women like you the most? It's just that simple. Try to figure out if you've been with one woman, okay, what was it about her? If you've been with 3 women, all you had to do is put them in common. Okay, this one had this. And I mean, penetrated them and shit. All you had to do is figure it out. Okay, what they have in common. All right, they all had big breasts. Okay, that's for some guys. Other guys like a nice old butt dunk. Some get along with certain classes. Because the women that you want is really a reflection of you. So even then, you choose to be successful, you got to look. If you're successful with women, what is it about you? If you're not successful, okay, how come these women don't want me? And women complaining all the time. And women want men like crazy. They want men. A lot of men blow it with women, to be honest. Seriously. That whole select category, I put it at what? People say 80-20. I put it more at 30-70 person. It could rise to 50-50 or even above it. Because one of the things I'm seeing with a lot of guys who are non-select, it ain't their physicality. It's their mindset. Like I said, I'm going to put that video again. Like, really study that video and really study all the men and why they messed up and why she didn't want to deal with them. Like the first guy, she didn't want to deal with him and stuff. He tried to act like his joint was all that big. So they went private so she could look at it. She didn't have a good look on her face. As soon as they got back out, she popped this balloon. Dude trying to make excuses. Like, don't lie on your shit. Don't lie on your shit. Alright? But, real quick with that, because I know some guys invariably get in the comments and say, my shit ain't that big. Man, a woman's vagina will grip this, really. It will grip this. You know? It will grip this. You gotta just turn the woman on sexually. And then she gotta inflate on the inside. She do that, boom. But that's it. That's it. You gotta understand the game. And you really got to start with yourself. You got to say, well, hold up, I want to be successful. You got to be serious, not like, oh, I want to be successful. Or you don't really believe what you're saying. You got to believe it deep down, and then subconsciously, your subconscious will get it, be like, all right, bet. All right. All of a sudden, you're going to start walking differently, talking with women differently. You ain't going to notice it right away, but subtly. You'll be more excited in the gym. You'll pay attention more to, okay, if I wear these clothes, I get more attention. If I got this haircut, I get more attention. You'll pay attention. Like, you just got to want it before anything else, before body game or anything else pushed out here. Because even with body game, you gotta make a choice to go to the gym. And if you're seriously, if you're going to the gym and you know you're trying to get women and shit, you're going to go in with the right attitude to lift or whatever you got to do. Now, of course, I've said several times there's more to body game than that, but then ask yourself something. You still want to get some women behind you, but you got to have the right attitude to go into the gym or do what you got to do. Buy the clothes you got, you know. Maybe even like change where you living. You know, you might be someplace where there's not a lot of women, or none of them are really feeling what you got to offer. You might have to move to where a woman is feeling what you got to offer. Yeah, you got to think about that shit. And like I said, you got to make that choice. You got to make that choice. You got to choose what you're trying to get. You know, you can't be on some bullshit. You can't be on some bullshit, okay? No joke, no joke. You gotta want it. You gotta want it badly. And if you don't want it, I'll just say this. One, you don't need to be on this particular channel. Don't get in the comments like all this. I don't have any sympathy for that shit. Your comment will get deleted if you come on bitching or talking about women don't want you. Why you here then, motherfucker? Seriously. Because I be getting some dudes, they talking, well, nah, just leave them alone. Block. Because I'm asking, because now if you on one of my other channels for money or you just want to philosophize and stuff, okay, I can get that. But you don't come on here acting like, you know, my main thing on here is talking about man against woman. If you don't want to listen, I'm telling you what to do. I'm telling you what to do. Shoot, I was at the beach yesterday, you know, with my co-parent and my 2 sons. We still do family stuff, heck. She actually bought me some food. And then outside of her, just the women I deal with, on a positive thing. Now, you can have that. Like, I'm not going to die. I'll probably have grandkids. Let's just be real. There's a lot of dudes out there, they ain't even getting that much. They want it, but they ain't getting that much. Dudes want families and shit. Well, I'm telling you what to do. Because I still got a family. Still got my 2 sons no matter what. And shit, even with my co-parent, when people see us together, they still think we married. So, you know, whatever. But the thing was, I made a choice a long time ago. I said, no, I'm going to get the pussy. And everything is going to start changing. It'll start changing for you gradually. But see, like I said, a lot of dudes just got a negative ass attitude. They got a negative attitude and everything. Yeah, they want the sex, but then they come up with all these excuses. Oh, I'm too short. Like a dude actually 5'11" talking about he too short. I saw that before. I say, well, I'm too short, or I'm this or that. Sometimes I get emails on it, well, I'm this or that. I don't know. Read my book, motherfucker. Shit. No excuses. Because there's always going to be something. And like I said, I'm sharing that video again. How is it that this big man, he ain't using all those excuses? He got 10 kids, 10 and counting. He look kind of young. I forgot what his age was, but if he got 10, he might get more. Just heard about this other guy got like 4 kids with 4 baby mamas. You got some dudes out here doing it. So what they doing? If you look at them, they don't look like no damn fashion model or something. And you got that little man, that short man. He doing his thing. I wouldn't be surprised he did something with the cameras off. Because a lot of women don't want to. They don't want to let you know about their freak side publicly. So I mean. So you got this short king and you got this big man. If they getting women, well, they know how to talk to women. What's your excuse? I mean, that was a little man, dwarf. I don't know what the politically correct. I don't know if that's a politically correct term, but that dude probably went over no 4 feet. Probably maybe about a good 3 feet. And that big man, I mean, that dude look big. That dude look like if I try to tell him about body game, he'll tell me about how to cook with some ribs good. He got 10 kids. Multiple women wanted to reproduce his ass. What'd he say? And like I said, if you sit down and watch it, you can see how that little man definitely got that woman. All you have to do is follow along. Like I said, I ain't gonna get out of the way. I gotta figure that out. Just real quick, because, yeah, let me explain. I explained that before, but let me do it again. A lot of guys, they want a shortcut with some magic word, and even if you tell them something, if they ain't really prepared themselves, they can't do it. Like, there's a lot of shit I could tell you, but if you ain't practicing body game, letting the barber bless you, working on your conversation, there's nothing you can do anyway. Ain't no magic shit. So it's like, nah, do the other stuff first and tell me if you're successful. And honestly, if you're successful, at some point you'll figure it out. The women will tell you. The women will tell you what's up. Till then, though. Till then. Oh, man. Go ahead and park, do my thing. Until then, though, yeah, but this is everything start. You gotta make that choice what you want to do. Ain't this a bitch? They still fixing everything, so I gotta do this the hard way. Until you figure it out, until you gotta make that choice. Say, you gotta make that choice and be like, basically, you know what, I'm gonna get a woman. And once you make that choice, it's sincere. Let's just say the universe gonna open up for you. The universe is going to open up for you. Anyway, though, that's all I got for today, y'all. Go ahead and get some food, man. Back to the grind. All right. Anyway, I get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.